Okay, well, I see Sherrod Moore over there, looking dapper. Sherrod, you'd like to come up and say a few words? Sherrod's been a member for a very long time.
Got enough tape.
What I have here is a list of all the good things I have to say about Coach Webb during and before practice. As you can see. I joined the team in 2005. The end of 2004, 2005.
2005.
My friend had been telling me about this track club, and man, you need to get back into track. And I was in college. I thought I was the man. I was like, yeah, you know what? I was done playing football, and I'm gonna go run track. And he's been telling me about this track club. They do these crazy workouts. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like something I would think. It sounds like something I think that maybe I'll try, because it sounds like something I think would be fun until you're sleeping on the floor in his house, getting drugged out of sleep at 2:59 because practice starts at 3. And then you're asking yourself, why? And I joined the team at a difficult time for men in the sport, because I was on a team with some terrific 800-meter runners. They were just amazing. Lynetta being one of them, Sharon Reddick being the other, and a few other people. And we did a lot of 800-meter work. But I was not an 800-meter guy by any stretch of the imagination. You see, this is not an 800-meter build right here. This is 110 hurdles and we're done. I remember the first time he used the T-word, and he said, we're going to do 30 400s.
Yeah.
Nah, this guy playing, man. This coach crazy, man. He talking. I was like, man, this coach talking crazy, man. I heard it. He was not lying. And I remember my knees hurting and my toes bleeding. Sharon, come on, pick it up. I'm like, no. Track will check your ego. You got an ego? You know, it's like, oh, Lynette, adults is girls. I'm not going to loosen up with that. They're getting further and further away. And they ain't tired neither. This is getting worse. Why do I do this to myself? Then I thought the next year would get better. It's been a tough road. But I realized something about South Bay Track Club that didn't exist in any other aspect of sports that I had experienced before. And that was the family aspect of it. That was the sense of belonging. When you are at a track meet, you go, hey, South Bay, Webb, yeah, that's Webb right there. This is the 40th anniversary of the South Bay Track Club. But Webb has branded South Bay Track Club. He has shouldered the responsibility. He has shouldered the love, the care of every athlete that's ever come through South Bay Track Club. You know, you have good coaches are not determined by the best athletes. He's had some amazing athletes. But that is not what makes Webb a great coach. What makes Webb a great coach is because Webb has produced great coaches. But in that, outside of that, Webb has produced great people. You have sat in your office and had a relapse of a Webb workout or something.
Yep.
Oh, man. I don't see a small white lady 3 times a week to talk about my problems and tell her what that mean man used to do to me. And then he said, y'all good time? And he made me do it again. Again and again. And what I've learned from Webb over the years is there's no reason to stop fighting. No matter how bad the situation is. He said to me one time, Sherrod, the easiest thing to do is quit. You just got to stop. And one time I tried to quit. Couldn't do it. Because that fight was instilled in me. When I'm with my athletes, when I started coaching, we were at Mount Sac. And I, God, son, if you don't get your behind across the field, and I'm going off. The kid knew he wasn't supposed to be over there. Going talking to them girls, you know how we did. Track meet, shirt off, bodysuit down. Yeah, I'm Webb moved me to the side. Oh, that was, hey, when the bodysuits came out, the bodysuits and the white uniforms. If you was in shape, that's what you wanted to wear. But it's not just me. Depending on who was on the team, you begged for white coach. Can the girls get the white uniform and shit? We're gonna need those. I just think they'll run better and faster. White is a light color, the track meets a hot. But he said, Sherrod, when you're yelling at those kids, you're yelling at yourself for your own shortcomings. You see something in them that you see in yourself and it frustrates you. So, take it easy on them. So, I don't take it easy on them. I didn't take that part of the advice. But, get your arm away from them girls who got run. Seriously, I took that to heart. And when I'm dealing with my athletes, I realize there are things that I see in them that I saw in myself that I know that I wanted people to correct when I was young. And I look forward to that. I look forward to the engagement with them. I look forward to their progress, no matter how big or small it may be. And I learned that from dealing with Coach Webb. Last story. I was running this year. I'm still running. I just ain't been there. He just said somebody had to be the work. He just said somebody's not here because they have to be the work. And I got to figure it because Coach don't care about your work schedule. Coach don't care about nothing.
Yeah.
What you got to
Yeah.
Coach, parents were sick and ill. He came to practice. He comes to practice one day, and something hanging on his arm and his shirt. And we working out, we warming up. He comes limping on. The hell is wrong? We get closer. He has a monitor on. What are you doing? Oh, the doctor said I may have had a heart attack. And I had a minor heart attack, but you know, I'm here. What? I learned from Coach Webb in life, in dealing with the family, the people you care about, the most important thing you can do is be there. And that's what he has done for this club. So I thank you, Webb, for being there all the time.
Thank you.
And catching me in my life.
I'll see you on Monday.
Trouble Monday.
When I get these bottles, where I bottles.
Thank you, Sherrod. Okay, Lynetta, I'd like to come up and say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our gold medalist. Doesn't like speaking.
No, I hate speaking.
What?
But for this one, I have to say something. I was a horrible athlete. I didn't do anything he told me to do. And sometimes I look back now, and if I had listened to him, I probably could have ran a lot faster. But I thank God that I'm blessed with Coach Webb and Southbridge Track Club because it granted me the opportunity to go around the world and run fast and become an Olympic gold medalist. And the times I didn't show up to practice and the times I didn't do what he needed me to do, he still was there for me. He still showed up for us. He still gave us the best workouts he could possibly do. And because of him, I own a trucking company, and I do very well because I apply all the principles that he's given me to live my life and to be a great athlete. I love him and I appreciate him, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Lynette. Okay, I think there was someone else I wanted to speak.
Sasha.
Sasha, that's right. Sasha. Come on up, Sasha.
I actually keep prepared.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, this is empty. When I was told when I was asked to speak, first thing came to mind is, what am I going to say? A lot of the things that Ian and I did were not with the team. So we were two lost souls that had nowhere to go. And Coach Webb came in, asked us to run for him, and gave us that opportunity that no one else at that time offered us. You're post-collegiate, you had nowhere to go, and now we had a team that we could actually be part of. I know Ian wanted to be here, so he says congratulations. So a couple of things I wanted to touch upon is the same thing as everybody else was saying, the opportunities that we didn't have at that time. There was no Oregon Track Club. There was no Hanson Track, training clubs. There was nothing at that time, that offered anybody from post-collegiate. So it was an honor to, actually be invited to run for the team. And it goes back to the same thing as opportunities. A lot of you guys, if you look back in your lives, you'll think of who made a difference in your life. If you take 5 seconds, think of all the people that have actually made a difference in your life and what they contributed. You'll see it's mostly, minus your parents, of course, and family members, it's going to be your coaches. They offer that guidance, the things that you can't get anywhere else. They're going to hate you and love you at the same time, and in a different way than your parents will ever do. So for that, I'm grateful that you offered us that opportunity to grow, participate, supported us, allowed us to travel when nowhere else we had offered to us. So that we're grateful for. Ian and I were grateful for. The other thing is also the experiences that we had during that time. Again, Ian got to travel to Europe. Ian got to do all those things that were, well beyond what he was expecting to do. So we appreciate that. So going back to the same thing, for all the time, all the effort, all the experiences that you offered us, thank you very much. 40 years. Hopefully your track spikes don't fall off. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sasha.
Okay, those are only a few. I would like, if anyone would like to say anything, you're welcome to come up. I just want to let those invited guests know that this is just a fraction of the number of athletes that have crossed South Bay Track Club's path. We've had over 400, I believe. I do not have the memory Coach Webb has, and he could list everyone. So he'll be speaking. I'm sure that he will say something. This is Jeff Williams.
Good evening, everybody. Brother Webb.
Mr. Williams.
The freaking spin goblin. We've had a lot of good times, good years. We had some laughter here tonight, praise. This man here, for me personally, he was somebody that kind of talked me into this sport. And trust me, it took some talking. I was pretty much done with this. At the time, I didn't see it going nowhere. I was, believe it or not, I was a football player. Okay, heavily recruited out of Los Angeles. I had scholarships going everywhere. It was the 80s, and we were doing our thing, hanging and banging. It was trips and money and all kind of stuff. And he was like, football ain't for you. I was like, this man must be out of his mind. These folks is flying me all over the country to come to these schools and stuff, and he telling me football ain't for me. Little did I know, that brother knew the future.
He saw you run one
He
time.
knew it. He saw me run one time. And actually, I was chasing a girl. He'll be the first one to tell you it ain't no secret. I backdoored in the track and field. The only reason I started hanging around track athletes because I found out that men and women's track team travel together. They don't let the cheerleaders travel with the football team, and you sure didn't stay in the same hotel. The track and field athletes did that. I was like, oh man, does the police know this is going on? You know, but I was chasing a little hurdler. I think I might have caught her. Not quite sure. But anyway, he saw me. He saw me. Oh yeah, you were there too, huh? He saw me run and he was like, we ran an accidental. And anybody that's run for him know for him that when the meet's over with, that's where the fun really starts. Gets everybody together and he critiques everything everybody's done. Never in a mean, nasty way. It's always, beautiful with care. Some way to bring you up, to find a positive of whatever you did that day. Whether you weren't happy with your time, whether you weren't happy with the place you got in the race or whatever. He finds a way to bring that out. And he went through everybody on the team. And back then we had at least, 30-something people on the squad. He's going through everybody, and I'm like, well, maybe he forgot about me. Waited till the end, and he looked at me and he was like, you can make a fortune running a 400. That's all you gonna say to me? And that was it, Well, from there, I didn't make a fortune running a 400, but that 1 and the 2 really paid well. We traveled the world, we made some teams, we broke some records. We still hold a few records right now. And what was that? 4 years ago, I ran with you guys for the club thing.
Oh yeah.
Again, you asked me, it was like, hey, we need another leg on this relay. Who is this man talking to again? Come on, bro. I've been, my gun's been hung up. But he was like, oh, come on, we need this. And we went out there and we won it. We won it. And then he spin-gollied me in actually running 4x4. I don't know how he did that day. All I remember is I think there's still a part of me left out there on that track. But once again, like we say, without this guy, I don't think none of us would be the people that we are today. And we owe him a definite debt of gratitude. And from the bottom of my heart, brother, I thank you. I hope you trip and fall on the way out, but I thank you.
Love you,
Oh, by the way, he's an Olympian as well. Malcolm. Malcolm was the one. Come on up and say something.
Can you remember the name Malcolm?
You coming? Yeah, it's hard to come, man.
I'll have to go for it.
Jeff said Jeff, 4 years ago, Jeffrey? Aren't you my age? Yeah. Good stories, Jeff. Hey, Lynn, I just want to say congratulations on 40 years of athletic excellence, as far as I'm concerned. I never had the chance to compete. Oh, excuse me, let me back that up. I never had the chance to train under his tutelage. I'm the lone Northern California representative of the South Bay Track Club. I was a hurdler for South Bay, and now if my memory serves me correctly, don't I still hold a record in the hurdles here?
You got the record.
That was back in 1980 something. So you young and so hearing all the accolades bestowed upon you again, I guess you were one hell of a coach, man. Like I said, I never had a chance to train with you. Well, because the coach that trained me was a Russian coach, so I couldn't understand what he was saying. And I couldn't really understand his workouts. He had formulas and all this good stuff.
You
I
wouldn't
was like,
have,
"I'm
you
a
wouldn't have
hard guy."
understood me either.
Like, what did he say? I was like, just run, right? Anyway, congratulations, man, on 40 years of excellence.
Thank you.
It's great to see some of the old faces, Lynetta, Jeff. Jeff, I don't know if you remember this, but you and I were roommates at the Olympic trials in '92, Louisiana.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, man. Crazy times, boy, I tell you. So, man, congratulations.
Thank you.
Adrian, congratulations. And God bless you. Hey, maybe 40 years more. Huh?
No.
All right.
Okay, well, anyone else want to come up and say anything?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna close it with Coach coming up.
Andrew.
Come on up, then. Oh, Claire. Andrew. Andrew is Olympian.
First off, I want to say thank you, Coach, for an invitation. Thank you, Adrian, and congratulations on the 40 years. I want to say also, it was a good training year with Coach Webb. I had an amazing year. One thing, can't remember his name, I mentioned about South Bend Track Club.
Yeah. It's not a baton.
One thing about the South Bay Track Club, it's very family oriented. One of my good training partners was Lynetta Wilson. She was like very family oriented, called me up in the morning, make sure I made it to practice. Always had my back. Sean was there with me in practice as well. Coach let me know about practice, also told me about track was a life experience. I ran my fastest in my life, still haven't ran that fast in the 100 meters with Coach. He also got me to make the World Championship team for Liberia, also the Olympic team, and I give that all to Coach. It was my dream to make it to the Olympics, and out of my years that I've been under coaches from high school to college, never made it to the Olympics, but with Coach help and experience and training, it was an honor. And Coach, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I love South Bay Track Club. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next is Larry Webb. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Thank you all for coming to honor my brother. You know, I have a lot of people that, a lot of brothers from another mother. I've got one brother from the same mother and father, happens to be Lynn Webb. When we were growing up, he was an all-around athlete. I mean, all-around athlete. He could play anything. He could play baseball, he could play football, he could run track. You know, but I was the younger brother, so, you know, I had to kind of take a kind of a back seat. But, you know, then I became a somewhat successful videographer, videotaping everybody around the world. Well, not around the world, but all over the country, and everybody from Muhammad Ali to Liza Minnelli, I like to say. But he once asked me to become his videographer for the track club, but we don't get up at 3 o'clock. we may go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, but we don't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, I know you wanted me to do that reality show. We could have probably made millions. Anyway, I do, on behalf of Mr. Zachary Henley and his brother Carl Henley and the Henley family, I have a couple of acknowledgments for my brother. Appreciate that, Zach. Why don't you come on up, Zach? Come on up.
Thank you, man. Lenny, congratulations, and I'm not quite sure why I'm up here, but to congratulate you on 40 years, and one of the stories I do have is we played softball together, and well, I was there. And, me and Lenny I was in right field, Lenny was in center field. And every time a ball came out there, I said, I have it. I missed it. And then Lenny was, come on, Zach, you got it this time. And I did miss it again. But
he was always encouraging. The Webb family is just a powerful family, and it's just been a pleasure being a part of the Webb family. And Adrian was on that team as well, and they never said anything bad in front of my face, but we did get to the playoffs. We didn't get to the championship, but we did well. Now, this certificate, Carl Henley, he's my brother. He wasn't able to make it today, and he was able to talk to a couple of, I can hear myself. He was able to talk to the councilman, Al Austin. He's the Long Beach, City of Long Beach councilman. And he wanted to be here as well, but he sent a certificate. It says Al Austin, 2nd, council member, 8th district, certificate of recognition. This is for Lenardis Brian Webb. Thank you for your service. It says over 50 years in the sport of track and field. Your dedication and effort has inspired athletes to become Olympians, national champions. Your involvement and founding of the South Bay Track Club is truly remarkable. Good luck on all your future endeavors. Presented February 6, 26, Al Austin 2nd, council member, 8th district. Once again, Lenny, this is from the heart of Al Austin II. Now, I'm gonna let Larry, it's another one here, I know, I'll let him.
Yeah, look at my wife's glasses. Thank you, Larry.
I can't
I didn't know.
Just keep pointing.
I'm ready for the book. I'm hoping I can read the book, and I'm quite sure all the participant track
It's just a blur.
will be in the book. As the book's coming out.
The book's coming out.
I knew it. Good. Here's Larry.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it. Can you see one?
It's okay, you're a blur.
Okay. That's my wife, Lisa. We've only been married 30 years. But I did want to add one thing, that Lenny and I used to play one-on-one baseball. Now, you know that if you play one-on-one baseball, you got to be pretty good athletes, because you got to run to get the ball every time I pitch it to them. We have to run and get the ball. But I do want to say that this is from the United States House of Representatives Certificate of Congressional Recognition presented to artist Brian Webb on the occasion of being honored by the United Council of American Athletes Incorporated. It gives me great pleasure to recognize your more than 40 years in the sport of track and field. Best wishes and continued success. February 6, 2016, signed by Janice Hahn, Congresswoman Janice Hahn. Congratulations.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Dude, that's the videographer, right?
Gotcha.
there.
All right.
You want to come?
Well,
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good. Waiting.
I'll let you go.
Congratulations. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Nice.
Well, can I get all of my athletes on your feet, please? Up, up, up. Like I used to say, on the line. Get on the line. Everybody up, get up, Conrad. Ron. Okay, for those of you still sitting, Eugene, on your feet. Goldie. Okay, for those of you still seated, I want you to look around. Look at these people. You will never find a better collection of human beings ever, anywhere. They've all laid a lot of accolades at my feet. But this isn't about me. It never was about me. It was about me supporting them. Me supporting them and their dreams amid an atmosphere that didn't care, that only handpicked a select few, marketed to a demographic that they thought should be, and ignored the value of these people. There's not one of these people here that I wouldn't go into the deepest battle with. These are good, I say it like black people say it, good. These are good people. And for my money, you can't say anything better about a person. They were clean athletes. I want those of you sitting down clean athletes. They were then, they are now. They wouldn't be in my presence 10 seconds if they weren't. Am I wrong? Did we talk about this? Day in, day out. We rode on 15-hour plane rides, 9-hour train rides, and those infamous 3 a.m. workouts. Right, Chris, Daniel, Sherrod, a couple weeks ago. 40 years seems like 40. It's been a long time. It's my life. I have in this room Frank Nelms, absolutely the first athlete. There were several months in which it was just he and I. When he and I were out running, we were each other's coach and each other's teammate. I never saw a smoother 800-meter runner. Smooth. Then we picked up El Caballo Negro. And we went all the way through. Claudia Bernard came all the way from D.C. Wow.
Wife when I go back.
Michael Lewis, love you, man. Always have. Aaron Bailey. Woo! Aaron, love you anyway.
I remember.
That's why I love H.O. Cherries.
Those two standing there, I think Troy as well.
Yeah, all of us.
When people are talking about missing practice, these guys had their apartment building totally. 45 minutes later, they were on the track getting it in. Because we don't miss practice, do we? I've 40 years as a coach, probably 11 years prior to that as a runner. I never missed a workout. Never.
Come on now. Come on.
Never practiced at home. Gerard was right. I came to practice hooked up to a heart monitor.
But like it was okay. That
Wasn't funny at the time. Was at practice the day after my father passed. had the good enough sense to pass on an off day. Those of you who have not had the privilege of putting on one of the uniforms, Erwin, Mr. Driver, I always thought you guys were still part of the team. Track and field is a fraternity. Look, turn and look what he's got there. But I appreciate those who support it. I mean, every time I needed a laugh at a meet, because it must make me irritated. If Lynetta did not break the meet record, we had problems. And this guy was always here to make me laugh, Mr. Driver, tell a joke, quick as wit, and then for at least 20 minutes I wouldn't get on her case. Is there a better sport than track and field? It's the most underappreciated, promoted, most misunderstood. And I'm not going to get political here. You guys follow me on Facebook. You already know. You already know where I can go. This is a good day, so we're not going to do that. But I've begun a new organization, United Council of American Athletes, and its intent is to actually create, because it hasn't ever been, we're going to create this professional sport of track and field. And those old school guys, you get on that board with me, because you're not going to recognize track and field when I get through with it. We're going to bring it forward into the 21st century. We're going to get paid, and we're going to get respected. I hope Fernando hasn't cooled off too much, and I know we're mostly still in good shape, so we're very long-winded. By now, he'd be playing again. So.
In honor of your 40 years of enduring leadership and commitment to the South Bay Track Club, providing expert coaching and mentoring with passion, truth, and wisdom, we are better athletes and people for having listened and learned from your tutelage. Thank you for making us believe.